Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
So did you miss us? What is up, everybody? How are YouTube and Twitter? We are back live and even on Sports Grid. We are back a couple of days where we did it just on the Twitter spaces on the at Boston versus the Book. Dave is back from Ohio. He's going back on the road tomorrow, but we have a chance to be on the air today, live on YouTube and Twitter with the replay on video for Sports Grid. It is the Bostonian versus the Book. I am Matt Perrault alongside Dave Sharapan. Every single day, we bring you content in some form or fashion. Audio, video, podcast always is there. Subscribe to that podcast if you would like. Welcome back to Vegas. Dave, how are you?
Tired, but I'm good. I slept the whole flight. Switching time zones is hard.
Yeah.
Staying up late back east to watch the games is harder. But I'm good. It's good to be back in the chair under the lights. Everything was off. I thought everything had to be reset because I shut it off for a couple days. So you know how that goes. Make sure all the settings are right. Make sure everything is working.
Right.
And then, get ready to go. We're ready to party all the time like Eddie Murphy.
38 years ago today.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I love
that song.
I didn't realize that song was that old. I was like, there's no way you don't love that song.
Love that song.
I knew you.
Sing that song now. Double clap. Rick James in the video. How much was going on the other side of the glass?
How much cocaine was being done on the other side of the glass?
Well, Eddie was in there singing. Who knows what was going on behind the glass? But that was great. That was a good post. I was driving and I was like, what did he say? And I started laughing again. I'm like, yeah, we're getting it together here. We're getting it together. The show's really getting it together. Wait till we figure out when we're allowed to put music in beds in the show and get getting in and out of commercials. We can pick the song list and stuff. I don't know if I want. Well, you can pick the songs, but you got some angry songs on there sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends. The medium that you're on matters. Radio bumps are different than internet bumps and TV bumps and everything else. So it's all kind of who's the audience, who's the medium that we're talking to is definitely a factor. But so we are back live here with you guys. The chat is rolling. I know some of you guys are going to trickle in throughout the entire show because obviously every human is a creature of habit. So when you throw a curveball like that, and we're not doing things. Some people are looking for the Twitter account going, where's the spaces? Nope. We're now doing this back to how we used to do it, which is on video on Twitter and YouTube. And then have we decided what we're doing tomorrow yet? Or is that still up in the air?
If we do it around this time tomorrow, a little bit even earlier, we're good to do this again tomorrow.
Oh, okay, great. Okay,
so we can do this tomorrow, Friday. You're going to have to figure something out. We may have to take the day off Friday.
All right, so why don't we make tomorrow this roll call Friday? Why don't we just do it tomorrow and we just take Friday off? See,
a little peek behind the curtains for those of you that have been here every day and have found the show, liked the show, subscribe to the show. We appreciate you. But that was a production meeting right now that Perrault and I just had. Literally, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, this time tomorrow, a little bit earlier, start right at 11, I think would work best for both of us.
Yep.
We'll do roll call Thursday instead of roll call Friday. But we gotta remind the people today. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Friday, maybe everybody get an early start on Memorial Day weekend and get out of here. Maybe we just call it a no-show day.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out next week. We'll get it back together.
Tuesday.
We'll get the boys back together
on Tuesday. We pick back up again and we roll.
And the girls. Remind everybody June 8th and 9th. Circa Las Vegas live show. We want as many of you to come as possible. If none of you can come, we're still going to do the show.
Yeah.
So we got people coming in town, come from out of town. We still got that room. We're still going to do that thing.
Oh yeah, that's all going to happen next week. Yeah, everyone's asking those questions. Yes, we're going to do all of that. Starting. I don't want to do it before Memorial Day only because I think people are all scatterbrained right now. This is a really kind of a crazy week. I know it's a crazy week for me. You know,
Oh.
my daughter is over at the neighbor's house at the moment, and I'm like, you know, trying to figure out the next week because she's with me every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. Kind of like trying to figure out, okay, Madeline, welcome back this summer.
Do you need a break from her, or does she need a break from you? Which one is it?
I don't think we need breaks from each other just because we're not on and off. You know, it's a 1 week on, 1 week off situation with the co-parenting thing. So we don't really get sick of each other. The cool thing is that like she now is old enough to come with me when I have to go do my workout. So like this morning we got up and we went to the park. We walked half a mile to the park. I did my thing. She hung out. She played on the swings, whatever. And then we all walked back. So
Okay.
we're
I like this.
night. Yeah, it's cool. So we're doing some cool things together, just the two of us, and really, you know, spending some good quality time here. And she's psyched because today is the first official day of summer for her. And it felt yesterday like Friday. I was like, man, it's Friday. No, it's not Friday. It's Tuesday. I was like, this is so weird that you are now out of school for 2.5 months. Like, so, but
it's Wednesday, is it not?
Today's Wednesday, but last night was Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, wait, you threw me off.
No, the day after Wednesday is Tuesday. So yesterday would be Tuesday. Today would be Wednesday.
Day prior to Wednesday.
Yes.
Day before Wednesday.
Yes, I know it's time zone screwed up for you. Which did you dislike more? The fact that you were watching games late or that nothing was on early?
That's a parlay. I didn't like both.
Okay.
I was like, we did the show and we were like talking and we were all fired up, Brother Doug and everything. And then we went back and I was like, wait a second, the games don't start 4 hours? 4 hour? Like, this is a long time. Dozed off, took a little nap, woke up, still no game time. We had to go get food. And then we ate and we're watching the game. Ben takes a penalty. It's all over. It's done. All the thing left to sweat is the total because that was a wrap. And then we started watching a basketball game and the flight left this morning. I left Columbus. The departure time was 5:45 a.m.
You voluntarily picked that? I mean, I appreciate you doing that because you got here to do the show, but yikes. That's 2:45 our time.
Brother Doug was not happy with me when I told him that when I landed. I said, by the way, I leave on Wednesday at 5:45 a.m. And he's like, you're taking a cab? And I'm like, no, I'm not taking a cab. He said, ride me to the airport. So he had to get up. And so he went to bed. And I actually tried to watch the rest of the games. And I was like, I was trying to peek at the Seattle-Oakland game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got no chance of seeing the end of this. I took a power nap. And then for those of you in the chat that are curious, and I appreciate your curiosity, I drove myself to the airport because no one in my house woke up with me to get me to the airport. So I drove myself home from the airport as well. So somebody will pick me up one time from the airport. We'll
you can always call me, you know. Like,
I know, but you're working out. You're doing all this other stuff. You're doing a rundown. You're doing the same amount of stuff. Like,
right now, my life is
it's chaos.
I tweeted about it this morning. Like, it's the one thing about this Heart 75 thing that I've been doing that I'm now on day 38 or whatever. It's that you have to structure your entire day. Like, I've never actually had to schedule when I eat. I just schedule when I eat. Like, I literally have in my day planner, like, I know, okay, the show is here. I'm eating lunch here. I have to go do this there. Like, it keeps you such because you have to spend an hour and a half working out every day. So you have to be really regimented as to what your time is going to do. And it does show you how much time in the day you do end up wasting and how much just nonsense. And I mean, I don't watch TV until 10:30 at night now. Like, I don't watch anything that like is a special show that I want to watch. And now I'm so damn tired that by 11:30, I'm out. I'm asleep. I'm done. Like, the day is over. Normally I'm up to 12:30, you know, not that odd for me to see 1 a.m. Not anymore. I am out asleep and up at 7. I need 7 hours solid or I'm going to be in trouble.
When you're working out like that. And that's awesome. You have to stay on that routine. It doesn't end after the 75.
That's everyone. It's so funny you say that because a friend of mine who motivated me to go ahead and do this. He's in Texas. There's actually a second 75, which after you do the first 75, you do the second. I don't think I will do that, but you're right. You can't do all the work and then blow all of it, right? You have to maintain it in some form or fashion. I don't think I'll do the diet. The diet is really not fun. Like, I took the girls, I took Madeline and one of her best friends to Five Guys for lunch and ice cream for celebratory, end of the school year type
Right.
of thing yesterday. I couldn't eat anything. Like I could eat French fries.
Right.
I couldn't eat burgers, hot dogs, couldn't eat the ice cream. Like I couldn't. So I just sat there and I was
Wouldn't
like,
it killed you to get a patty without the meat? I mean, seriously.
no, you're not supposed. I'm on the Mediterranean diet, so you have to really limit the amount of steak you're eating. And I knew I was eating steak that night. So
okay. So you were eating steak. All
Yeah,
right. I was going to say you
because-
can eat meat.
no, because the Omaha Steaks showed up, and when the Omaha Steaks show up at my house,
right.
you guys want to see how I did a video. I put it on our Twitter account at Boston versus the book. You guys can go see how it arrives, how it's packaged. I put it out on our Twitter account. It's pretty cool. So I was like, all right, I'm eating steak for dinner tonight. So
I walked in the door today, and at least the dog was excited to see me. Middle Consig was on the couch on the phone doing something, and she just waved at me, and I said, hi, how are you? I missed you. And I got the old 18-year-old.
Right.
But right next to the door was the Omaha Steaks package.
Yep.
Empty. So I don't know where the meat is, but I know we got the meat.
Good.
So it's in the freezer somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're coming up with something. They'll probably cook it while I'm gone because I'm going to Seattle this
Aren't
weekend.
they coming with you?
Well, Kylie and Kendall are. Big Consig and Little Consig are coming with me, but I'm sure it'll probably be party time for Jessica, Pap, Grandma. They'll probably cook out all 3 nights, make all the steaks, and all the meat will be gone. That's probably what's going to happen.
All right, let's talk about last night as to what went down. The Boston Celtics were able to keep themselves alive with a win, and it goes down again as Boston has to either blow out the opponent or they can't win. It is weird.
Live and die with the 3. It feels like a college basketball team.
Yeah. Although Tatum can get to the rim, but I mean, they were down 56-50 at halftime, and then they blew up in the third quarter. They just went crazy. They hit everything, and they ran the Heat out of the building. One game, not sure how much it really matters, but they avoided getting swept. Is that something to you?
And Kendall just came in the chat. Kendall's
Hi.
home now, summertime. The meat is in the freezer outside, you idiot. That's what she just put in the chat. My 9-year-old.
Whoa.
Kendall, I love you, but that's not nice. Damn it. Oh, can we swear? No, we're still not swearing.
Well, it's
okay. That's fine.
I don't know.
At what point in the game did you go, Celtics are winning this game?
1 minute to go in the fourth quarter.
You didn't think it till then?
I swear to God, it was all the way until the end. So 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. When it finally got to double digits with 1 minute to go, it was like, all right, it's over. Until then, because I was sweating the total. I mean, I had over 216.5. The game fell 215. I had a dribble out. Miami had the possession.
You won the night before by a half a point.
I did.
Giveth and taketh away.
Yep. The roller
This is
coaster.
the gambling gods. You know how that's when you win by a hook,
It's
you
coming
know
later.
what's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. You don't know when, but it's coming quick.
I mean, not even like a scrub Heat player jacking the name like a mindless 3. Not even that. They dribbled it out with 15 seconds to go. They dribbled it out. I was like, man, lost. It fell 215.
We're watching a game. Me and brother Doug and his 2 dogs, Phoenix and Sedona, who are, I think, Labradoodles or something.
Okay.
They're kind of big dogs, and they just kept licking me. They just wouldn't stop. And I was like, Doug, get your dogs off of me, please.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. But we're watching the hockey game, and we flipped it because I was like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
So he's watching the Boston game, the basketball game, with a little bit of a rooting interest because he went all in with the Stars, and he was mad.
Yeah.
So he's like, what do you think? And we're watching the end game. And I'm watching a game inundated with app ads and all this other stuff. And he had some money in his accounts. And I'm like, the Celtics are going to win. He's like, what do you mean? So watch the way this game's playing out. So the game was tied like in the 30s. I think 38-38 or something.
Yep.
I said, Celtics are winning this game. He's like, how do you know? I said, I'm just telling you what's the line? Take the plus money right now. He's like, are you sure? I said, we've been rolling this week. Yes, take the Celtics. We get to halftime. He's over there. Goes, he's falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
He's like, all right, I'm out. That's it. I'm going to bed. I said, don't worry about it. We'll cash it in the morning. It'll be fine. Good night. And I watched the second half, just me. I don't want to say the don't let us win just one thing again. Okay. But man, oh man, like
This will be the
I saw it
all-time.
on a rundown. I said, here he goes. Is this going to be? I mean, come on.
No, but this would be the all-time math geek screw you moment. Because the math has been so ridiculous after game 1, game 2, game 3. The math people, the math guys are still raising their hands going, Boston's got a 25% chance to win the series. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? They're like, we're just telling you, you have a 25% chance of doing this. It's never been done. It's 150-0. Yep. 25% chance of doing it. And then Jaylen Brown steals the Kevin Millar line last night and says, don't let us win tonight. And I'm like, you know what? You can do that. I don't know. You can't do that. You can't do that. As a Boston Celtic player, you cannot do that. Given the way you played in the first 3 games of that series, and given the fact that the Red Sox did it, and the cowboy up moment that was that 4-0 run that Boston went on against the Yankees to the best comeback in sports history. This would rival it. Okay. It's not the Yankees.
This would rival it?
It would. I mean, this Celtics team would be as unexpected as
the firing Mazzola 2 days ago.
Correct.
Done.
That's what I mean. And I still think he's getting fired, but I think they lose.
He ain't getting fired if they come back and win his series.
I would agree with that. I said to you yesterday, though, I said, look, the NBA is not going to go a week without games. Like, they're just not. So they're not. I think Boston
they sent
wins.
the memo in to make the threes and Miami stink in the second half.
I'm just saying, the referee calls were, very Boston.
Foster in.
They sent Scott Foster in. I mean, if you want to look at it, Scott Foster ref game 4. Okay, he's the extender. What happened? Extended. Now Boston goes back at home. And even Reggie Miller said it last night, said, look at guys, Boston goes at home. They've stunk at home. If they play the way they're supposed to, okay, they've been horrible at home. If they play the way that they're supposed to play at home and they win at home, which I'm not sure that they do because they suck at home, but they win game 5. And now all of a sudden it's 3-2 and you're going back to Miami. It's actually a more pressure-packed situation for the Heat. Because now if you lose game 6 at home, you're going to Boston for a game 7, where Boston has been very successful in game 7s. I believe now after the Philly series, it's 27-7 all time at home in game 7s. Pedro Martinez, every
going fast again. Take your foot off the gas. We're not in game 7 yet.
No, I'm just saying, but every Red Sox fan, every Boston fan is playing this thing out because when the Red Sox won game 4, okay? When they won game 4, the Red Sox were set up with Pedro Martinez in game 5, Kurt Schilling in game 6, and Derek Lowe in game 7.
It was perfect.
It was all set up. You can see the path to how the Celtics get there. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying you're looking at the path for how Boston would do it. It is set up. They have home court in 2 of the next 3 games.
Mr. Hard 75. Let's get one day at a time.
Agreed. I'm just saying.
Get the game. They're 8-point favorites.
I told you yesterday.
Favorites at home and lost them both.
Can you believe that they're 8-point favorites? What in the holy hell is that? I can't believe that they're 8-point favorites. Like, what are we doing? I was stunned looking at that going, this is kind of funny. They're 8-point favorites. I mean, you're giving Miami how much plus money? The Heat have already proven they can go and do this.
What is so surprising about this?
Because the math guys want to be so right about this Boston team. They want the I told you so all the time. And it's a fair point. Someone said to me, Matt, couldn't you put up anything for the Boston Celtics because they either win by 20 or they lose outright? The point spread doesn't matter for this team. So what does it matter? I go, you're right. All that it matters is the point spread is indicative of the money line total. So you're giving Miami a big money line total with a -8 number. And the Heat have proven that they could beat Boston in Boston. They did it in game 1 and 2.
The number is 8 because the number was 8 in game 1. It's the same number. It's the same building. It's the same teams. Forget about the results. You put up the same number. The total has been shaped and molded to a perfect number.
Yeah.
It's fallen within 2 baskets now twice. That's a good number. So we're good. As
Plus
the book, you
220.
don't care what the number is.
Plus 220.
Take it.
Boston's plus 220. No, I'm not taking it. That's not good value. Plus 220 on a team down 3-1. I mean, I think it's only 4 teams have forced a game 7 in 150 series.
It's a big ask, right?
I mean, only 11
it's a big
of them,
ask just to get to game 7.
What they said was 60% of the time they lose in game 4, like the Lakers. Hi, Magic Johnson. Maybe stop talking about the Celtics. Then
Magic ain't running that again.
I don't know, whoever's running that count, Magic, you may want to go zip. Okay, don't talk about Boston anymore. Your team got swept. My team did not. Zip it up.
Oh,
so
please.
60% of the time you lose in game 4. Hi, LeBron. Then only 44 teams have been able to make it to a game 6. Or I'm sorry. 45 teams to a game 5, 11 teams to a game 6, and 4 teams to a game 7. I believe that's what, and no one has won that game 7. I mean, Bob Ryan is out here tweeting about the 1951 Rochester whatever. The team that was the closest in NBA history to winning game 7 after going down 3 games to none. I mean, it's not happening. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm not betting it. I'm not taking plus 220. That's ridiculous. It should be plus 600. Then maybe you're taking it. But it's a long shot of long shots for Boston to actually win this series. But
Tyler just came in the chat and said the Celtics aren't losing with him in the building for game 5.
He's going.
Tyler BetSmart US is going to be in the building in game 5. Brigade member.
I gave him multitudes of things to go eat. I gave him all my best restaurants in Boston. He's loaded up to go to some good places. He'll eat well.
We got Boston. Otto driving back to Pittsburgh from the Ohio Turnpike right now listening. Rainmaker Lou and Chef Benny were hanging out last night in Pittsburgh at the Pirate game.
Went to a game together. Brigade members going to games together.
We got to mention, who was it? Fall Fan Dan bought some earrings or something, or we had a good week following you. Did you see that?
No, guy bought an engagement ring.
Whoa.
That was an engagement ring he bought.
Did he give it to her?
Yes. That's what I mean.
That's a big week.
It's a big week.
First of all, I thought it was earrings. That was an engagement ring, Volfan Dan?
No, I don't think that was a Volfan Dan that did that. That was somebody else.
Oh, it was? Okay.
I had never seen that handle before. It was Volfan Dan. Oh, it was Danny Elliott. Okay. That's an engagement ring.
That's an engagement ring?
Yeah.
We're getting people married?
That's a 2-carat oval engagement ring.
We get hot and start rolling, and you got an engagement ring, son?
I don't know what he was betting or how well. I mean, I was really hot last week. I had
what in the hell is going on?
I had a run.
Get this dude a hat.
I went 14.
Got a ring.
I went 15-5 over 20 bets. So, I mean, depending on what he was betting, depending on how much he was betting, he did well.
Hell yeah, son.
He bought an engagement ring off of it. I was like, what? That's my favorite thing about today. Actually, somebody actually went and bought an engagement ring based off of the bets that I placed.
Yikes.
Yeah. So there you go. That was pretty good.
What you wish for?
With what? The engagement ring or the wins?
Oh, the aftermath of the engagement ring.
I'm not the person to ask that question.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, your happiness is hopefully good to go.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the hockey game. Vegas. I mean, is this a wrap? Series is a wrap, right?
Dallas ain't coming back, winning 4 in a row. Dallas can't even score a goal last night.
How about the first period? What was that out of Dallas? I mean,
sitting watching the game. The hype leading up to it. We got the sandwiches, me and brother Doug. We're all excited. Game starts. Ben does that just terribly undisciplined. Try to take Stone's head off from his neck.
Well, the first goal is why it happened, though.
No. They got the first goal because of the penalty. They got the penalty first, 5-minute major. Boom, boom, 2 goals on a power play.
Oh, I thought, okay, I didn't realize that. They called a 5-minute major a minute into the game?
A minute and a half. Ben's trying to establish that we're at home, we're hitting everything that moves.
Right.
Stone falls as he hit each other. He's supposed to skate away. Instead, he tries to literally decapitate him with a cross check. right in front of the official. Literally, could have broken his jaw, all this other stuff. It was a bad penalty. So they review it and they uphold it. That it's a major. And I turned to Doug. I said, "This is a series." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "If they kill this off, Stars kill this off and can get a goal, they're going to win this game and we got a series." He said, "If they give up a power play goal or two, it's done." And he's like, "Well, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, I'm hoping for your sake because you went out on a limb today on the Twitter Spaces and told everybody." I said, "And you've been hot, but you said you love Dallas." I said, he's like, I know. Soon as Dallas, so they throw Ben out, which is their captain, and a big part. He sees 25 minutes of ice time. So now the whole bench is screwed. You see the look on DeBoer's face, and you're like, uh-oh. Goal scored, pretty ass goal. I mean, like, beautiful goal. Uh-oh. Then the second goal, not the best.
And the third goal gets some yanked.
Third goal, you got to go.
Ottinger gets yanked.
I don't know what you're doing there, but you weren't in position. That was a bad goal. We need.
Carrier literally is just chucking the puck at the net. He's not even trying to score there. He's just, it's a backhand at the net. Let's just see what happens. And whoa, went in. Like, whoa, that was bad.
Man, oh man, that was brutal. I mean, we got to get ready for the Stanley Cup here. Mish tweeted something last night. He said, get ready for all those pop-up stores all over town and the gas stations and all these Stanley Cup merch. It's great. They got all these things that pop up all over the place.
Isn't it crazy? This town is going to have 2 Stanley Cup performances in 6 years. That is insane.
Don't get mad at us. We just live here.
No,
we live watching a show and like hockey fans and stuff. They get mad. Oh, you guys. First of all, he's from Boston. I'm from Pittsburgh, but we live here. So we the kids love,
how could you not? It's insanity around here when this happens. I mean, the Golden Knights, if you could draw up a picture perfect start to an expansion franchise, we have never seen anything like this. They're playing for the championship. They're going to be for a second time in 6 years. They've made the playoffs in 5 of 6 years. They've made the conference finals in 4 of the 6 years that they have played. How the hell is this happening? It just doesn't make any sense.
This is why I love the chat. Thank you, Floodhouse. Thank you, Otto. The goal was scored. Then the penalty was taken.
That's what I thought.
After.
Okay,
and then the goal, and then the goal.
Okay, because they almost didn't score anything on the 5-minute major. They scored in the last minute of the 5-minute major to make it 2-0. Right. They almost killed it off.
Almost. And they almost scored shorthanded, which would have been
that 2-on-1. Right, that 2-on-1 that came back from Dallas. Right,
it was amazing. So thank you, boys, for keeping us in check here in the chat. We really appreciate it. There's you rolled the next graphic. What did you think of that after the goal?
As one of the more embarrassing, disgusting displays of fan behavior that I've ever seen. And the fact that they had to leave the ice with 19 seconds to go and say, we'll make it up on the other side.
And 19 seconds left in the second period, get off the ice. Everybody get off the ice
and then they come back down. They come back on the ice for the third period and they're dumping things on Hill as he comes onto the ice. The fans are dumping things on Hill.
This is no. When you are and I don't want to say it's a mature market. It's just you're not used to being in these situations. That doesn't go on in a lot of places. You lose the game, you don't do that.
Yeah. Because who are you blaming? The referees? The refs, that's why you're losing? Because the referees.
But you should never throw anything on the ice. Unless you're throwing a hat for a hat.
Yeah, something celebratory, right? Yeah, like the octopus in Detroit or something.
Right. There's no reason to ever throw anything at the players or on the ice. If you're that upset about it, you probably got something else going on.
Right.
Like, seriously. You could get mad at the game and you can yell whatever you want, but throwing stuff on the ice. We were playing a high school playoff game, hockey, at a rink on a road, and the parents of the other team, we started winning. We were dogs in the game. We were probably like plus 150 in the game. It was a big rival. And we started rolling. They threw pennies. On over the bench, over the glass. And when you're wearing a hockey helmet, a penny hits your helmet, it's like ting, ting, ting. But the problem then is that the penny goes on the ice and sinks down a little into the ice. You can't see them all. You skate over it. It's like,
Yep.
boom, your blade loses touch, and you can fall and get hurt.
Banana peel.
How dumb
yeah.
is that? We're going to throw drinks on the ice?
I mean,
stupid.
It shows to me Dallas is broken. Like there's not like they're broken in a bad way. Like this is not going to be. There have been teams in NHL history that have come back down 3-0 and won, or 0-3.
They ain't winning a series. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a wrap tomorrow. I think Vegas is so good on the road. They've just been such a phenomenal team away from home all year. And I mean, look, Bruce Cassidy deserves a lot of credit for the way this team. I think one of the more underrated things that's happened in sports is that Bruce Cassidy got fired for taking the Bruins to the playoff for 6 straight years, went to the Cup Finals once and lost. And in his first year in Vegas, he's on the doorstep of taking the team back to the Cup Finals. I mean, in beating Pete DeBoer, the guy he replaced in the process. This is a hell of a run for Bruce Cassidy. He's not Bruce
this
Cassidy.
This is what's wrong with you people in Boston, though. He'd look pretty good still behind the bench. No,
I'm not. He went to the playoffs. Yes.
Why did he have to go?
Because he didn't win a ring. He didn't win the cup. He didn't win it. Oh, in 2011 they won it.
This is an ultimate FU, man.
It's
if he
huge.
Goes to Vegas and
it's
wins
a massive
one. Cup in the first year,
and he beats the guy that had the job last year. So it just reinforces why they should have fired DeBoer and hired Bruce Cassidy. Bruce Cassidy could walk in any restaurant in Vegas today, and I don't know how many people would know it's Bruce Cassidy.
Nobody.
I mean,
not too many people, and that's not to besmirch Bruce Cassidy.
No, it's just where we are right now in this market in terms of how Vegas is. Like, you know, Little John's more recognizable than Bruce Cassidy is, but it's interesting to see if he wins the cup, what would happen? Because, I mean, everyone's been wondering, all right, yes, the Aces won the championship and they took over the entire city. It was wild for one day when they won it all, and it was really a big story for a couple of days.
It was more of a bigger story nationally than it was.
I would agree with you. Yes, I completely
had a quick
agree.
Little parade just to say we had a parade.
I mean, there were a good number. I mean, like 5,000 people showed up for that. It was pretty. A lot of people were down there for that, but I didn't go because of the traffic and everything else that was going on. But I mean, we've talked about this. We dreamt this back when the Knights started, like the first ever parade down the strip when they shut the strip down and they have a championship parade. It's going to be Looney Tunes. I mean, it's going to be wild down there.
You've been to championship parades, obviously, right?
Yep.
I will never forget the first two I went to was the Penguins winning the cup. I mean, everybody went out to the airport to meet him coming back from Minnesota the first time they won. All my buddies, everybody they shut down the Parkway getting in because there was so many people. I don't know if we're going to get to that level, but it is fun. There's no question about it. I just think that Vegas being good on the road is a reflection of him. They're staying out of the penalty. They had to stay out of the penalty box to beat Edmonton, and they did. They're playing so disciplined. Stone could have got up and went crazy after Ben did that, and he was like, "See ya. We'll score on the power play," and they did.
I mean, there were guys, I forget which Golden Knight last night, but a guy was getting punched in the face and he was laughing at him while he was getting the penalty. He was literally laughing. Like, Vegas is so composed right now, and they're loving watching Dallas unravel. Like, they're having so much fun.
There's nothing better when you're playing hockey and you're chirping and they're getting madder and you just keep chirping. I was a professional at that. When we were winning, I was a professional at that. Used to get guys wanted to follow me to the parking lot and wanted to come in our locker room and fight. There's nothing better. And you can see it with the Knights. You can see it with the Knights. They're the favorite to win the cup as of today.
It's unbelievable. Bobrovsky's going to be a problem. I'm just going to say that right now. He's going to be a problem. Vegas doesn't score a ton of goals.
Wait, is that series over? That other series?
We'll get to it, but yes, it ends tonight. I do believe it ends tonight. So the A's lost again. They covered the run line. So now I'm 3-2 on this experiment. I'm still up by 0.4 units. So I'm still
Can
profitable.
we take a moment and shout out Joe C. Myers? Because he listens to the show every single day.
He does. Tweets at the show every day.
He tweets now every day. Did you see Joe C in his uniform?
Tactical gear out in the fields.
My man is taking pictures, tactical gear out in the field with them sweet glasses, looking good. He's genuinely worried about keeping track of this for us. Like,
Yeah.
Joe C, I love you. I can't wait to meet you as well. We got to come down to San Antone. He's down in San Antone. He could take us to the good joints down there to eat and go on a river walk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
But
I'm in.
the A's, man, they covered a run line, so that's a crusher. But does that say worst record since the 1932 Red Sox?
Correct. That is
bad. I don't know what I mean. We got bad, then we got bad, and then we got super bad. I don't even know what this is. This is terrible.
It's really, 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 really bad. I mean, it's unbelievable how bad this team currently is. They have 10 wins at the moment. They're 10-40. It's the worst start.
20-second time. I just looked down in the chat. I see Elvetta. Elvetta's here. She's in the chat.
Oh, she's a new follower. Yeah, she's been tweeting us like crazy. Yeah.
We got to get Elle on the show. Oh my God. Elle's tremendous. She's like us. She's a big sports fan.
Yep.
She's a meteorologist.
Oh.
She's a meteorology professor.
Oh,
literally knows the weather. So we got a weather expert for the BVB.
let's go.
Plus, she's a college basketball assassin.
Oh, really?
She's so good at the college basketball. Yes, Elvetta's here. Oh, I'm so excited. I look down the chat. I see Elvetta. Oh my gosh. Wait, is she going to Boston for the hockey game?
We're talking game. There's a hockey game in Boston. I mean, basketball game?
Basketball game?
No hockey game in Boston, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
I wish there was, but there's
No. R.I.P. Tina Turner. Tina Turner just
what?
passed.
Oh,
We got people to break these news.
a lot of
people
these
pass.
people are passing away. My goodness
man.
gracious.
Sorry to hear
So
that.
yeah, so the A.
Snap your fingers. Uh-oh.
Sorry,
you at?
One on. It'll reset itself.
Oh,
It'll reset. We're back. Yeah, it does
Yeah,
a whole
you're
like flickering flash thing, and then it gets
Okay.
back. I saw my mouth wasn't matching up with my audio, so I was like, "Uh-oh, something's going on." So they're 10-40 at the moment. That is
10-40.
Yep, the 1932 Boston Red Sox and the 1897 St. Louis Browns. Okay, in the big leagues, 10-40. Match of the night. The worst start since 1932 is the fourth worst 50-game start in the history of the league. They are not just bad; they are horrendous.
This is on pace. If you extrapolate this out, they win 32 games.
32
10,
games.
10, and then
The projected number is 32 games.
That's how you come to that number. 50 games, 3 times gets to 150. So that's 10, 10, and 10, 30. And then there's 12 games left, and they win 2. 32.
So
they can't win 32 games.
The most losses ever were the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, who went 20-134 in a 154 game season.
That had to be just the worst job in the world. Being on that team.
It's 1899. I don't know. It was before the 1900s even started. So I don't know.
How do you go to work and know you're going to lose almost every day?
Yep.
That stinks. Oh, I used to say it all the time. I'll ask you this. Would you rather be like the third line guy or fourth line guy on a winning team playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, or the star on a bad team like that? I mean, you get all the perks. You're the number one guy.
Win.
You're the highest paid guy. You get the All-Star game representative.
I want to win. I want to win.
Want to win, right?
I want to win. Yeah, I don't want to lose.
Give me that, no question.
Yeah, I want to win.
This is reason number 3.2 million why I'm glad I'm not in the book. How do you make a number for this every day?
So they are now. It's amazing. They're actually not the worst team on the run line this year. I'll get to that in a second. There are 2 teams worse than the A's on the run line, but they have the worst. They're losing like last night. They lost 3-2. I bet them on the run line. Some controversy in the 8th inning. We won't get into it. It was annoying, but it's just when they don't win on the run line, I like them even better the next day to win on the run line, because this offense cannot score more than 2 runs a game.
Period.
So it's putting so much pressure on this pitching staff for the A's.
Right.
And the A's don't have a pitching staff. Like their bullpen is awful. Like it's just their starters, Caprillion and guys, they got some okay guys who can come in there and chew some innings up. But like once they go to the bullpen, it's horrible. I mean, they just can't get anybody out. And they're fighting. I'll give the A's credit. I mean, it's not like they're losing 11-0 every game. These guys are playing hard, but they are losing, lost 6 in a row now, and they got 2 more games in Seattle before they come back home. But as we charted them over the month and we said that they could win 10 games or probably would win less over the next month, they're about to start this road trip 0-7. Oh, sorry, 0-7. So,
yeah, not winning a game.
Not winning a game on the road trip to start this off like we thought. We were like, okay, they're going to get, they're not winning. We thought 1. They might win 1. They haven't. So it's, it's going to be rough. And then right on the heels of that, this morning, Governor Lombardo here in Las Vegas or here in Nevada and the A's jointly made the announcement that they are now putting forth a bill that will move officially the A's to Las Vegas at some point in the next 2027 is the target to start playing here in Las Vegas.
Still a lot of things that have to happen to even get this bill to the legislature.
Yeah, I disagree though. Once you put this thing,
once it gets there, it can be
this is
back.
This is politics. This is politics.
They don't
playing
put politics right now, and they may lose.
Disagree. They don't put this thing out there unless they have the votes. They've already whipped the votes. They know what the vote's going to be. This is done in my mind. The funding might get fought over and how much money the bill could get shaped. And, there could be different clauses and different things put into place or taken out. But the A's are coming to Vegas.
Brommelkamp, good to see you in the chat, sir. We'll see you like in 10 days, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Anyhow, he just came in and said they've lost 17 games in May, only 3 by 1 run.
Yep.
The A's.
Yep. And amazingly, the Royals and the Mets are worse than they are on the run line.
The New York Mets, the Metropolitans,
yeah,
the Amazons, all those great things that they went and signed Verlander and Maxey and all this stuff. How could they be so bad?
Now, some of that is the fact that they were favored and
they're favored on a run line more often.
So yes,
yeah. But
the Royals are as bad as the A's in terms of catching 1.5 runs and not winning or losing by more than 1.
I'm not ready to start making plans to buy season tickets yet for the A's until they get here. But I went down to Cincinnati and saw a game with brother Doug. We had a phenomenal night. I love watching baseball. I don't know if I could go 81 times. I don't know if I could go 3 times if I know my team's going to lose like this. How are they going to draw people here, Perrault?
The other team. That is how.
That lasts for how long?
A while. It does.
You play the division games. How many times is somebody going to come and see, the Astros play them here?
I mean, I agree, but they're projecting 2.5 million people showing up to the ballpark that are not coming to Vegas now.
That number right out of the sky.
I'm not debating that point, but I think that they believe that they could average between 17 and 20,000 fans a night is what they think for a 35,000 seat venue.
Is that good enough?
No.
Half filled?
No, but that's baseball these days. Look around Major League Baseball. I got in this argument with people on Twitter. They were like, you think that every market's like Fenway Park where they draw 35,000 a night. It's not typical. Look around the league. Look around what an average attended game is in Phoenix or an average attended game in Anaheim or an average attended game in Minnesota. Like look around and see what.
I was in Cincinnati against the Cardinals.
Yep.
There was I would put the number 15,000 or less on a Monday.
So that's the point that people are making, saying baseball teams aren't worried about that. The attendance numbers aren't what they're worried about. They like the TV money. The TV money is what they like. The TV deals is what they want. It's when they make all their money. It's on TV. So if you have a team and you are a good market that people want to watch, your team is good. If you get on national TV on Sunday Night Baseball and you get on the Apple Friday nights and those things like that, that's where you make even more money. So you get a playoff run, you make even more money. But it's, the bottom line is you can be a profitable team. Like the A's are making money even with 2,000 fans in the ballpark.
Now that seems to be the real problem.
Right.
There's no incentive.
Nope. And they're claiming that when they move to Vegas, that they're going to spend, they're going to need marquee talent, and they're going to change their ways because the A's, that Oakland's the problem, the market's the problem. No, it's not. It's not the problem. It's the ownership group is the problem. And that's why the A's fans are saying, don't blame us for your need to move. And the same thing happened with the Rams when the Rams got moved to LA. People in St. Louis were loving football. They were all in on the St. Louis Rams. But LA offered more money, bigger market, chance to do other things TV-wise. And so Kroenke moved the team there. And fans were furious. I mean, they're still furious. There's a lawsuit going on for decades against the Kroenkes for moving the Rams out. But that's the problem with here in Vegas is the team can stink and they're going to make more money because of the market, because of the attention, and just the TV deals. But that's why I've been a big proponent of expansion and not moving a team here, because the Raiders don't feel like a Las Vegas team. It's a borrowed team.
And I mean, between you and I, are they ever going to
feel like the Raiders? Win? I mean, I don't think they'll ever be really like the same level of the Golden Knights. The problem that the Raiders have is that we have this comparison. If it was just the Raiders and that's it, it would be different. But because we have the Golden Knights, who, as we talked about, could be playing in their second Stanley Cup final in 6 seasons, people are, I mean, there was a tattoo shop in front of T-Mobile offering free Vegas Golden Knight tattoos, and the line was 50 people deep to get tattooed for the Golden Knights logo for free. Like, the Raiders could do that.
A permanent one?
A real Dave tattoos.
Permanent tattoo.
Tattoos
a real
are permanent.
tattoo.
A real tattoo. Yes. A real tattoo. Yes.
Why?
Because people love this team here.
But it's forever.
I know, but people have sleeves. They've got full body tattoos. I mean, people here, you know how people here are.
The Golden Knight on there. They've only been here 6 years. What could mean that much to put on your arm or your leg or your?
If you've gone to every game, I mean, think about how much tickets are. If you're dropping that type of coin to go, this is your life. Like, there are people who live and die with this team.
I don't need it on my body forever.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying Raider fans, California Raider fans would do that, but Vegas Raider fans wouldn't do that. There's not that connection. The emotion, the emotional tie to the Raiders here is very thin. It's deep with the Golden Knights. And it's 6 years. After 6 years, it's deep. A's are going to have a huge uphill battle. I can tell you right now, the games I will go to, the Boston Red Sox will be playing and I will be going in full Red Sox gear to go watch the Red Sox. Maybe someone gives me tickets. I go on a happenstance. Maybe Madeline falls in love with baseball for somehow. I don't know. But most likely, the only time I'm going to be in that ballpark will be for Red Sox games.
We'll get Maddie involved in a baseball. We'll take her to the Savannah Bananas next time they come, and it'll all be over.
She had the craziest line over the weekend to me, which I couldn't believe it. I was watching a Food Network show.
That was great. Go.
She walks in and she looks at me and she looks at the TV set and she goes, "Daddy, isn't there a game on that you could watch right now?" I was like, well, it's 3:45, so in 15 minutes there could be. But the first time in my life, she actually asked me to take Food Network off and put a game on. She's like, "I want to watch the hockey game." I was like, this is incredible. I was like, it's like the history in my house. She told me to put a game on because she gets hockey. She likes hockey a lot. She understands it. She knows now what I bet. She gets the fact that I'm first period under, a game over, and so she understands the plays now. So she's sitting there watching it with me. It was pretty cool.
We're going to practice.
Oh, when?
We're going to practice. We'll figure it out. We'll go to practice. I'll grab Kendall. We'll start the show later or earlier. Yeah. We'll work around and we'll go to the practice, and then she'll really be into it. That the practice is fun.
Because she's gone there. She's gone to the Knights practice facility because that's where her best friend's brother plays. So she goes to his games a lot. So she's very comfortable where she's going with that. So I don't know. So you think that there's still going to be funding questions?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, the guys that are talking about this, these are these are legitimate guys. I mean, that I just saw the tweets this morning.
Mhm.
Like I was in between flights. I was in Chicago and I got, 45 minutes of
Layover.
awake, time to scroll. And I was like, started to read that article and I was like, geez, this is like somebody strong arming somebody and somebody's trying to rush this through before
course.
anybody asks too many questions.
But the Raiders were the same thing.
I understand. Well, they got him once. Are they going to get him again?
Yeah, because the max they're going to give him is $175 million.
That ain't enough.
It
Look
is.
at the numbers.
No, it's enough. They don't need it. The A's don't need it. The A's evaluation will skyrocket coming to Vegas. Look what the Raiders did. Moving here is a boom for them. They just want extra help. They're looking for as many things. They're trying to incentivize.
It's hard to incentivize to get the money from the public for a billionaire. It just don't make sense. I mean,
that's
put
what
it into the
happens today.
schools.
I agree.
We got kids.
I'm with you, but that's not what I mean. Again, I have changed my tune because the ballpark is not what I'm interested in anymore. It's the other 20 acres I'm interested in. The ballpark's a throw-in. It's a way of getting there, but the whole 33-acre plot that they're going to develop, that's what I care about.
Are they going to sponsor the show?
No, but it's going to be a lot more fun to go down to the strip, or that part of the area. That part of the strip becomes a lot nicer, a lot more fun to be down there.
You don't go to the strip now.
Yes, I do. What do you mean I don't go to the strip now? I drive that intersection all the time. I teach at UNLV twice a week. I drive past the intersection twice a week.
Drive by it, you're going to work.
Right, but UNLV down there, all of that, Maryland Parkway, all that stuff needs to be. I mean, we need to increase. If those are not nice parts of this city, and there are a lot of kids that live down there, that go to school down there.
Oh, don't remind me.
Okay, that have issues. Okay, and I want that area
put a
nicer.
Ballpark there and cleaning up with retail is going to make it better.
Sure, of course it does. Yes, it changes things. It makes it new. It gets people, there's going to be more people willing to go down there, wanting to be around there. Yes. Nobody wants to go stay at the Tropicana.
I don't know how that helps you directly. Like, I mean, it's a lot of money that could help a lot of people.
But it's money that wouldn't exist.
One person.
It's $175 million. It's not that much money, really. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that much money.
You really are bougie.
No, I'm just telling you, 175 for public financing comparatively with what other people have. I mean, you could be angry about the 9% tax that's going to be waived because the Knights got that and the Raiders have that.
Right.
So the entertainment tax that is on everything in this town except for the Raiders and except for the Knights, the A's are going to get that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. That's 9% on ticket prices. It's better for the public. So we don't pay that 9%. When you go to a game, you don't pay that 9%. But I mean, that's money that could go into the coffers. It could help.
Oh, they'll probably make the tickets cheaper because of that, right?
No. Yeah. Ticket's going to be.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how it helps anybody other than them. But listen, this is business. This is what goes on.
It helps. It helps the tourism industry. It doesn't help us.
It doesn't help. I don't know how much it helps that. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
You drove to Cincinnati to watch a game.
I'm a baseball fan.
There are baseball fans in this country that will come to Vegas to watch a baseball game. Yes. Especially the first year.
Vegas anyway. We're
okay.
Get to this in a minute.
But they were coming to Vegas for the night game. They were coming anyway. And they added a Knights game. It's the same thing.
Some people did. Some people said, I can't afford that too.
Oh, that's not true. I mean, come on. What
are you talking about?
There are so many
rival fans. Every year. I went once. I can't go again. Cost me $1,000 to go watch the Penguins play a 2-1 or 3-2 game.
But there's so many fans in T-Mobile from other markets that come in. Canadians love coming here. They love going to their games.
I was freezing most of the year when they come here.
Okay, but I was walking through a casino when the Knights were playing at home against the Oilers, and there were so many Oiler jerseys. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. There's so many people here.
So many people from Edmonton came down for that.
So that's what's going to happen.
They thought
for
they
baseball.
were going to win here too. Sorry, Edmonton.
They did.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to happen with baseball. I think people are going to be looking at it and wanting to be a part of it. So, we'll see how it goes. But the ballpark, that bill got introduced. So Oakland fans, I think you guys are losing your baseball team. Sorry. I think it's just a matter of time.
If they don't come here, where are they going?
Nowhere.
They're staying in that situation?
No, they can't. I mean, they broke off topics.
Oh, so they're done.
They're leaving Oakland.
And like the Montreal Expos, it's done.
They're leaving. They're coming to Vegas. They're coming here.
Okay.
The Oakland Athletics will no longer exist. It'll be the Las Vegas A's at some point in 2027,
I got all
28.
the stuff. I can't believe
They're coming in.
all the stuff.
My only question now is, do they move here and play at the ballpark, the Las Vegas ballpark? That's my question. How long do they stay in Oakland? Because that ballpark and the fan base there's only 2,000 fans to go anyway, but there'll be literally nobody in that ballpark.
Right.
So do they just pick up and say, okay, we'll play somewhere else for a year, 2 years till the ballpark's ready, whatever they're going to do. But 24, 25, and 26 seasons are going to be brutal if they stay.
If this one isn't brutal already, they're
Right.
10-40.
Right.
How much worse is it going to get?
They win 32 games. I can't. That would be unbelievable.
Got to win more than 32. Come on.
They have to. You would think, but
The math.
Law of averages, they would wind up do that. But that's the math alone. All right, time now for the Omaha Steaks searing hot take of the day. Our friend Sonic put that little bad boy together. We appreciate that. Omaha Steaks. Dave got his steaks yesterday. I got my steaks yesterday as well. They come in this awesome package, dry ice on the bottom, all wrapped up in these great boxes. You can go right in the freezer, pull them out whenever you want. We had steak last night. $30 off your offer. Minimum order may be required, but BVB is the promo code to go there and shop the steaks, the chicken breasts, all the phenomenal desserts, everything they got going on for Father's Day. If you don't send it to your dad, someone else may be really interested. Brother, uncle, father figure may be looking to do it. BVB, the promo code at omahasteaks.com. Stan Van Gundy went at your boy during the broadcast last night.
What did he say?
Tyler Hero was almost wearing that exact same bucket hat, to be quite honest, but he put Tyler Hero on blast yesterday during the game. Did you see the outfit that Tyler Hero was wearing?
Have you seen Stan?
Yes, I have. And Stan said, to his credit, he said, me commenting on anyone else's fashion is a little bit nuts, but Tyler Hero needs to not wear that outfit ever again.
I understand what Stan's doing, but the bucket hat is part of all of this.
In
the basketball,
he looked like
you're a bucket. You wear a bucket, right?
No, Tyler Hero looked like an extra from a TLC waterfall video shoot. That outfit needed to go.
Love that song too.
The outfit was
Don't go chasing
awful.
waterfalls.
That was an awful look that Tyler Hero had on last night.
I only saw it from the rundown, which again, I can't thank you enough for putting together every day and then putting these links in as gold, because I can read the rundown and go and then read the story and then come back. So we're actually putting in the work to do the show. I mean, people think we just kind of show up and do the show. Like this is a professional production, as professional as it gets. So give them the air quotes. You know what I want to do right now, but I'm not doing it. I don't want to get us in trouble because we're back on for at least
Sports Grid. We're on Sports Grid for tonight. So yes, please no. Thank you.
We're back on. I'm not doing it. You know what I want to do though.
Yes, I do.
But that's what I would want to do if I was Tyler Hero to Stan Van Gundy.
I mean, he put him on blast on national TV. It was awesome. I thought that was awesome. It's like poor Tyler Hero. He's just sitting there watching the game. He has no idea what Van Gundy is doing. The internet's going crazy afterwards. Twitter's on fire. Fat Albert memes are rolling at Tyler Hero.
But I mean, he did have a point. Like, Tyler, we need you on the court, not on the sideline wearing a bucket hat.
Well, he's been cleared to play, so he may play later on in the.
Is he
in the series? Yeah, he's resumed basketball activities. He's not been cleared to play in a game yet, but he is back practicing. So,
well, I'm a big fan of the bucket. I have buckets to keep the sun. When this is perfect for the beach or for go rollerblading. Like when I go to
rollerblading, how are you
rollerblading on the beach?
You go rollerblading?
Oh yeah. I got the kids getting my skates today because they're in this storage shed that I don't know where the storage locker is.
Oh,
I know my stuff is there. I just don't know where it's at.
Okay.
So I put the order out. Somebody's going to get my skates because I'm going to start skating again. might go to the roller rink and do a little afternoon skate, start doing the music and
Oh,
stuff.
no.
Yeah,
I mean, the purple bucket hat with the black on black striped shirt, pants, and undershirt.
the
he
question is, the color may have been.
He looks like Willy Wonka. I mean, like, it's really bad. Like, it's just not good. You can't do it.
It might have been a color issue.
Maybe.
As far as the color scheme. It was not the bucket hat, though. Right?
I don't know. A Tyler Hero, a guy, I don't think a man of his age should wear a bucket hat. That's all I'm going to say.
Man of his age, he's a young kid.
That's what I mean. Like, it's the bucket hat to me.
Are you saying a bucket hat is for the old guys?
It is, yeah. A bucket hat is for the people who know the 90s. You can pull the bucket hat because you know when it came around. A kid wearing a bucket hat, I think you're trying too hard.
I don't think so.
You gotta if you weren't old enough to know the LL Cool J in his prime, then I don't think you can pull off a bucket hat.
I don't know. You're eliminating a whole multiple generations with that comment.
Yes, on purpose. Yes. Because it just doesn't look right. It looks like he's like a 5-year-old. Like, it looked like he needed to have like a pacifier in his mouth. Like, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, that is a horrific outfit. The whole outfit, the color scheme, the bucket hat, the stripe.
The color scheme was questionable. The hat was fresh. You didn't like the hat?
No, hat was not fresh. Hat was not fresh.
It was nice.
I cannot concur with that at all. Man. BVB promo code $30 off your order at omahasteaks.com. Go check out the Father's Day package right now. Minimum order may be required. So we talked about Vegas a lot, and there's one more story on Las Vegas because this is kind of crazy. So it's Memorial Day weekend this coming weekend. By the way, I'm so crazy. I did not know it was Memorial Day weekend until Madeline told me yesterday. I went, wait, what? She was like, well, yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's like, what weekend is it? I was like, we're already at Memorial Day? Did not know.
Did you see the video I sent you? Did you watch it when the Arizona Cardinals had no idea who the hockey teams were?
Yes. Well, they did until they had some ideas until the Carolina Urkins was great from Kyler Murray.
The one guy ran back in from the locker room, ran back out to say it's the Toronto Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what did he just say? You not knowing that it's Memorial Day weekend, responsible for another child, like for another human being, probably not the best, right thing.
Why?
Like,
what does it matter about my parenting skills if I don't know that Monday's a holiday?
Well, school is out. So for the parents that are in places where school is still in session,
then yes.
Monday is Memorial Day.
Yeah, but I got out of school. When did you get out? I got out in middle of June. When did you get out?
It was usually June 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th.
Yeah, somewhere middle of June is when I got out. I can't believe
that's when JY's teaching until, I believe his kids are going until the 12th or the 14th or something.
Yeah.
That's back east you went because we had snow days. So we had to have the snow day calendar. Believe it or not, boys and girls, there's a place where school might get canceled because of the weather or delayed or other things. And you had to build that into the calendar. So we started a little bit later. Like we always started at Labor Day. Like
after Labor Day. Yeah, we were always after Labor Day.
Oh, okay. So we would start either Thursday, Friday.
Do you know when the kids here go
Monday.
back? Have you seen when the kids go back to school?
Our kids?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that? Don't say it like that. Did they move it to July?
It's August 10th. It's like the middle of the summer. I was like, wait, when are you going back to school? It's like, that's crazy. You're going to have 3 weeks of school and then you're going to have Labor Day weekend? Yep. Calendar is wacko. I couldn't believe it.
Who's making that decision? I want to talk to them. Forget about the A Stadium.
Yeah.
Start schooling later.
I mean, because it's basically June and July and that's it. And like, so Maddie's got camp for 2 weeks in June, and then she goes to Boston for 3 weeks. And then like she comes back after the 4th of July. And like she has literally like
you buried the lead. Whoa.
What?
She's going back to Boston for 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
and what are you doing?
Well, she's going with her mom first, and then
Right.
staying with family for 3
Right.
days, and then I show up, and she's with me for 10 days. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
How we're doing this.
Okay.
But
Okay. I thought you were going to be here unsupervised and unchild with
I
for
will.
3 weeks.
We'll be 2.5 weeks. Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be great. I can't wait.
Oh, I could keep an eye on you.
I'm gonna have some fun.
Oh,
so
God.
yeah, I'll be at the gym every day. I mean, great. I got all my workouts. Good. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go hiking. I'm gonna go do all this fun stuff. But like that's the way our summer is now. It's like it's May. It's summer. Like when I was in school, May was like getting ready for the summer. Now we're in the summer, like legitimate. Like you got to do summer now because there is no August. August is gone. So May becomes a summer month.
So this is why this weekend rooms are outrageous.
Outrageous. And it's only going to go from here until next March Madness. It's going to be almost a 1-year run where occupancy is going to be at 90 to 95%, and room rates are at an all-time high for average to come here to stay in Vegas.
I'm going to have to start making a kid sleep in a car and rent out the house. You're going to have to consider this.
Yeah, the people are driving. California people are going to be here like crazy. I mean, it's going to be a big draw anyway, but the airport just set a record for April, an all-time record for attendance for people running either in or out of Las Vegas via the airport.
It's a zoo.
Yep.
I just was there this morning. Okay. I know my way around. There's a lot of people there that don't. It's crazy. Okay. I told you we're gonna end up starting a service. I'm gonna be the pick up and drop off guy. I'll pick you up at the airport, drop you off, and you can tell me your bets. And by the time you get to the book or wherever you're going, I tell you better to book it just like we do. Everybody keeps asking me this now all the time. You do this with Perrault every day. What do you think of my bets? I'm like, listen, I don't really give a
crap
what's about his bets, and we do the show and it works.
Yep.
I don't want to hear about your bets unless I'm driving to the airport and we'll break something off. No, man, have you driven on the 15 around the Tropicana Exchange recently?
Yeah, it's a disaster.
They narrowed it down to like nothing.
One lane. It's a disaster.
The freeway is 2 lanes total.
Yeah.
And one of them is the carpool lane that is now not a carpool lane all the time. But I was afraid to go in there this morning because I don't want to get a ticket because I don't know what hours you could get in there or not. It's less and less. But Perrault, it's going. Is this good? Because it's skyrocketing.
4.93 million passengers in March, 4.8 million passengers in April. It surpassed a previous April record by 4.2. There was 4.2 million in 2019. So passenger traffic was up 13% year over year. For the year, 18.3 million passengers have come through Las Vegas's airport. That's 22% more than the 15 million in the first 4 months of 2022 after the pandemic. I mean, it's going to be, they expect 335,000 people to be here over the long weekend this weekend. That's nearly 4% more than last year.
There's all kind of shows. I got in the car today. DJ Thump is even hosting a show this weekend. There's some great stuff happening that if I was staying here this weekend, I think I'd be going to some classics. I think LL Cool J's performing.
He is. I think
in town.
I think that's weekend. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's this weekend.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's a lot. Listen,
I will be nowhere near the strip. I will be nowhere near the strip. But
Can't.
I mean, it's just the beginning of what is going to happen because we're in May. We always know what happens. Memorial Day is crazy. Then June could have the Stanley Cup. We could have, up to 4 games.
It's only a couple games.
Up to 4 games potentially in June for the Stanley Cup. Then July is the 4th of July, which is on a Tuesday this year, which means you can take Friday and Monday off. You would get Tuesday off anyway. You can turn it into a 5-day Vegas bender over July 4th. Oh, by the way, International Fight Week is also taking place. And we now have What was the other thing that was announced this happening? Not a
UFC.
fight. Well, that's happening
July 8th.
That's fight week. That's July 8th. There's another thing happening as well.
The boxing match.
That's end of July. We'll get to that here in just 1 second. That's July 29th for that fight. But I mean, there's just so many things going on.
The summer league is that same.
That's what it is. It's the NBA Summer League convention. NBA Con is happening that same week. Yes, that's what it was. I knew there was something else. So the whole month of July, you have the NBA Summer League plus NBA Con, that 3-day NBA convention that they're throwing at the same time as International Fight Week, at the same time of UFC 290, which is 2 title fights, 2 belts being decided at the top of that card. That's July. Then you have August, which is Labor Day weekend, which is going to be crazy. Everyone comes here to sign up for the contests and everything else. September is football. October is football. And November is F1. Then December, which is the holidays. January is CES and all the chaos of all those big conventions that come in January. And then the Super Bowl happens.
Start sleeping now.
It's an unbelievable run that this town is about to go into, that starting with this weekend, it's a run of runs. This city will never see a run like this. This is incredible.
A lot of stuff going on.
Happening.
What if the Raiders are good?
And they could be. What
if the Raiders win 11 games and get
a playoff
close
spot
to the division and have big aspirations to win a playoff game or two and go somewhere? It'll be nuts.
So that combined with the fight you mentioned, Crawford versus Spence, it's being billed as the biggest fight since Pacquiao Mayweather. The odds are going to be a pick 'em right now. It's -120, -110, or a pick right now.
Wow,
This is the fight that boxing fight fans have been waiting for years. Terrence Crawford finally getting to fight upper echelon, top 2 or 3 in the division type of talent.
I mean, you're the fight guy.
I love Bud.
I love this.
I love this.
This is going to be great.
Bud's from Omaha. I've known Bud. I covered Bud. I mean, I'm so flipping biased on this. I love Terrence Crawford, and I mean, it's going to be awesome. He's such an aloof figure, but he's going to have to sell this fight.
As Bud?
That's his nickname. Yeah, Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is Bud Crawford. That's what he goes by.
I didn't know that.
Bud. Yeah.
Okay.
So Earl Spence, this is this has the potential to be huge if Crawford sells the fight, but he does not want to sell the fight ever. He doesn't. He says, "I talk in the ring." That's it. That's all he does. His personality is very prickly. Doesn't like sitting down. Doesn't like selling fights. Doesn't say big things. Doesn't talk. Joel almost swore. Doesn't talk trash to his opponents. Doesn't do that.
Right.
Doesn't do any of that stuff. It's difficult for the marketers to drum up a ton of hype around this. But if you're a boxing fan, this is unbelievable. January 29th here in Vegas.
July.
January 29th.
January.
Thank you. July 29th. Sorry.
We going?
I'm going to effort anything in my power to do it. We're going to UFC 290. So we can start the month with that card and we can end the month with this fight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at T-Mobile?
Yeah. That's T-Mobile. That's a monster fight.
I mean, I think the biggest fight in town since Pacquiao Mayweather, which, by the way, was the most.
This fight will be nowhere near that.
I was going to say, relax. Like, I was in the books.
Yeah.
We did. It was a different type of week. I've never really felt. I remember certain events or things happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's one I'll never forget, the whole week. And then the day of the fight where we worked, we had so much money and so many people excited to watch it and stuff. It was nuts.
Yeah, everyone's saying that this is
won't be like this.
It was in the Pacquiao never played in their prime. They never fought in their prime. They fought too late.
Right.
These guys are in their prime. So now it's a chance to see them at their best. 2 best fighters in the division, pound for pound, both top 10, top 5 fighters, pound for pound in the sport. I mean, calling it a mega fight, I love it. I love Crawford, I watch every fight he ever has, but I don't know how the public, outside of the boxing public, will view this fight.
Right.
I don't know. I have a hard time calling it a mega fight, to be quite honest. Like, I think it will do well at the box office. I think it will do well pay-per-view wise, but it's not going to be anything like some of the other mega fights we've seen recently. But it's going to,
I can sell it now like that. It's 2 months away. I mean, we've got to start. Let's go. Let's start.
To have it here though.
Pushing it.
I mean, to have it here is just, I love it.
Right.
All right, let's get to tonight. Florida's trying to knock out the Carolina Hurricanes, or the Hurricanes, as Kyler Murray calls them.
They might forever be known as that if they come back and win.
The Hurricanes?
Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes,
Yeah,
they come
Hurricanes.
back. Total is 5.5. Bobrovsky has a chance to knock out Carolina. 1-0 win in game 3. It ends, does it not?
Can we just bet the under again?
Yes, that's what I did.
It's so much easier.
Yes.
I don't want to have to sweat this. The books won't make it 5. Just won't do it. Don't know why. They're going to get one right. It's going to go over. But
I have a weird feeling of the first period. I bet it, but I'm not loving the under 1.5 first period bet.
Florida is now, every single place is Florida's small favorite.
Yeah.
So
Right. Minus 115.
minus 107, 103 at Circa.
Okay.
Minus 112, 104 at Superbook. 106, 106, 106, 104. Boy, the offshore places are making this a legit coin flip, no hold percentage type play. 105, 105, or 106, 104. That's impressive. I like under. I'm selfishly, like you said last night, I want to see another game.
Yeah.
I want to see.
I want Carolina
the
win.
Hurricanes win.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to see
Kendall's
this
in
series.
the chat right now putting in his Z's. What do you want us to talk about, Kendall? Show's almost over. Where you been?
Talking baseball next. You're going to hate that.
She's got a full weekend of baseball with us up in Seattle. So she has better
in person,
to like in baseball.
Yeah, that's in person, though. It's different when you go to the game.
Brother Doug was
T-Mobile looks really nice.
Baseball.
That ballpark looks really nice in Seattle.
Oh,
yeah, it
it's
looks
great.
really nice.
He said it to me, and I said I would ask you.
Yeah.
He actually said, and I mean, but he grew up going to all the hockey games and playing hockey, but he said baseball was equal to hockey as far as the in-person experience, how much better it is than on TV. He goes, I can't watch a game on TV, period, anymore. But he goes,
it's so difficult to argue that point. He's making a very good point. It's because baseball to me is a lot more than the game in person.
It really is. It's
when
so much fun.
When you go, like I always tell this story on the show, but it really is something that really stuck with me my whole life. Like the first time I walked up the ramp, because Fenway Park is one of these old ballparks. So you're in the concourse, you walk up the ramp and you go into the sunlight. And I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And I remember walking, I was in the outfield and I remember walking up, got in the sun. It was blinding sun. Couldn't see anything. The sun's coming straight. I came up, I got it, and I just saw the ballpark. And I just was like, okay, I'm changed. Like in that moment, I changed everything. There's something
especially there because it is in such a downtown. Like, how can there be this much grass?
Right, an open space and
in open space down there.
In the wall looks so awkward. Like it just doesn't look right. You're like, what is that thing? Like that's
so
bizarre.
overwhelming in person at first.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
it's amazing.
I mean, and this is back before they put seats up on the Green Monster or the Coke bottles were up on the light stands. Like this is just a very ripped down, bare bones, Fenway Park. And even before they upgraded the press box and built the press box the way they did. And over the years, just going back and like the food, the smells, Lansdowne Street. I've told the story about going to concerts in back of Fenway Park. I mean, that's where I spent so much of my high school days in the clubs behind Fenway. I was just down there all the time. It's my favorite place on the planet. Like someone once said, if you were going to get cremated and have your ashes be spread anywhere, where would it be?
Fenway Park.
100%. Because of I've spent so many hours in that 1 mile radius around Fenway whether it be in the clubs in the back, in the bars, they're all in there, or in the ballpark, or in the press box, or in the dugout before the game. Like all the, I mean, I was there the day my daughter was born. I was in I was in the dugout, at Fenway Park.
Yep.
4 hours after my daughter entered the world, I was at Fenway. Like it's just, so yeah, I'm a mark for this. I'm a baseball mark for in person. And that's why when I go to other ballparks, like I like Kauffman Stadium, but okay. It's all right. I like the Angels, but blah, their ballpark is okay. I like San Francisco. That ballpark is nice. I would go to games there. I mean, I like AT&T, whatever they call it now. I don't know what they call it in San Francisco. It was AT&T Park when I went there.
Right.
I saw Barry Bonds hit number 70. It was cool seeing that. And I was at different parks, and I mean, I've been to Dodger Stadium. I've been to a multitude of ballparks, old Yankee Stadium, new Yankee Stadium. I haven't been to the Mets. I haven't been to Shea or whatever the Citi Field. But like I've been to the Oriole games. I've been to
Camden Yards is great.
It's great. It's gorgeous. I would go to Camden Yards. I've been at the old Braves ballpark, not the new one, but the old one.
Petco Park's nice. You like Petco in San Diego?
I had never been. I've been to San Diego. I'm not going to Petco Park yet, but
nice.
I've heard the area around it is super nice. It's just the ballpark to me has to have something. Like you gotta when you walk in, you got to know you're somewhere special. Like you're not at a AAA ballpark or a AA ballpark. You're at a Major League Baseball ballpark because there's just such a buzz about it. But yes, I do agree with him. It is unbelievable in person.
Where specifically in Fenway do you want your ashes put? It's just a question from Mikey Awesome in the chat.
Center field, maybe. That'd be fun.
You are center fielder. You said
that'd be fun. I think I'd probably be. Probably or the mound, one of the two, center field or the mound, probably up the middle for sure. I was a catcher, pitcher, center fielder. Those were I played a little first base, but mostly I was up the middle type of guy. So somewhere in that general, but the grass would be fine. It would be cool to go out there and just know that you're part of it. People ask all the time, man. People you can pay to have your ashes spread at Fenway. They only do it during the off season, but you can do it.
What's the charge?
I don't know. I forget. I remember seeing
that's for real.
Yeah, you can charge to have your ashes be spread at Fenway. A lot of people do it.
I believe it. People do everything.
I know. I also know that people do it. They get the tour. Remember the tour you went on?
Was awesome. If you ever get a chance,
right,
go on the Fenway Ballpark tour. It was great.
So I know people who actually have gone on that tour, and they've brought a bag of ashes and just slowly dumped them as they've walked.
They get by without paying it.
Get by without paying it. Yeah, you spread them out. You go into the Green Monster. You're walking on the warning track.
Right.
Just sprinkle.
Stuff. Yeah, they take you all around the ballpark. It was great. I learned so much about the history of the ballpark, let alone seeing that place with nobody in it.
It's awesome.
Because we went to 2 games. We went to back-to-back night games, but we did the ballpark tour during the day. You feel the history. That's a special place.
Amen. To baseball, the Mets and the Royals are worse on the run line, like I mentioned, than Oakland. Somebody asked me this, so I'm going to ask you. Am I making a mistake by just focusing on Oakland being really bad on the run line? Should I be including the Royals?
If the price is right, yes. This isn't changing anytime soon.
So on the run line, the Oakland A's are 19-31. The Philadelphia Phillies are 18-30. The Miami Marlins are 18-31. The KC Royals are 18-32. And the Mets are 17-32. They're the worst team in baseball. But for Philly and Miami, they're occasionally favorites.
They're laying. Right.
Yes,
they're laying the run and a half.
KC's not. KC's in the same boat that Oakland is. They suck.
It's good. Yeah. If you can find the teams that are losing by more than a run, you're getting usually plus money or even money or very small minus. Less juice, more wins. I like to focus on the bad teams on the run line versus the
good teams.
Perceived good teams on the run line. Yes.
I agree. So the Cubs today are favorites against the Mets. They're catching 1.5 runs. Yep. They're catching 1.5 runs. It's minus 196 on this, though. So it's they're favored to win the game, but the run line is minus 196.
Oh, they didn't flip it.
They didn't. This seems weird.
They're
Was that
plus a
FanDuel?
run and a half. The Cubs are plus a run and a half with big juice.
But they're favored.
Yeah. So
Why?
logistically, in the morning when it's a minus 110 game,
Yeah.
both sides, it's a pick 'em game on the money line. You got to pick who you think's going to be favored on the run line and make the run line. So it's a big plus price because in a pick 'em game, it's very likely to be a 1-run game. So it's not a great bet, but they obviously picked the Mets because it's Senga and it's the Mets to be the favorite, or at least let the money drift them to the favorite. And in some systems, it's a pain in the ass to flip the run line if you've already taken bets on the one side, because now you're giving away the middle at your own joint, which is not really smart in the bookmaking 101 in the guide. If you want to go be a book, which apparently a lot of people do. There's a lot of people that think they can be, a sports book or run a book or just go ahead, flip the run line. You take all the bets on the Cubs plus run and a half. Then you go, you know what? They're favored on the money line. Now flip it. You take all the bets on the Mets plus 1.5. Game ends 4-3. You go to grade the game and go, well, time to get a new job because we lost every single run line bet. So,
same question, different game. KC is favored, but the Tigers are laying 1.5 runs at plus 162.
KC and
it's Greinke at home. But the
games
Royals are
pick them again.
Are horrible.
Yeah, the games pick them. So that's somebody saying that the Tigers should be favored.
Okay, that's FanDuel. That's just one book. But I just was looking at these games going like, these numbers are really weird. Like Cubs are favored, but they're catching 1.5 runs. The Royals are favored, but the Tigers are laying 1.5 runs. And same thing, favored team catching 1.5, minus 196, or take the Tigers at plus 162, laying 1.5 runs.
I mean, you could shop out around. You could lay, and you could take
Arbit.
and lay. You could do all kinds of stuff with that. As this is where it pays to have other options just to compare prices, because you could do it.
Right.
And if you guys are watching in the FanDuel Risk Room, hi, thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You're welcome for the consulting service. Just put it in an envelope. We'll see you soon, please.
One more question. Alcantara is 1-5 with an ERA of 5.
I got nothing.
What is going on? I mean, Rockies are hosting the Marlins. Is this an overplay of 11 with an Alcantara start? This is crazy.
I mean, someone named Kaufman,
right,
with 2 F's and 2 N's is pitching today.
Right.
Usually you only see 1 F or 1 N, but he got both F's and both N's.
Yeah, the 2 N's is the odd. Yeah.
Huge dog at home. The total's 11.
Yes.
With the juice under minus 120 now, which is right. I would bet under. But again, I don't know if that's a good bet. I have no idea what's going on with Alcantara. They're 1 game back at the Pirates for the
right.
Well,
they're only 1 game under 500 with Alcantara pitching like dog crap.
Probably going to make the playoffs.
If he turns around, if he has a second half like he's supposed to,
they're probably going to make the playoffs. You're talking it into existence. Stop talking about it.
Why? I want it. I'm on the over win total for the Marlins.
I know.
Over 76 wins. This is great.
I know.
I'm all in on this.
I got some people that I know that they're going to give me nothing but crap if they make the playoffs and the Pirates don't, after the way the Pirates started. I'm going to have to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I just don't. So
I see.
Yeah. What are you looking at now? You're getting something.
No,
breaking news.
Just the crazy. No, it's just the guys who are painting the house are knocking on the door. So I was like, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Just tell them we were doing a show.
They'll deal with life. One more thing before we do better to book it here in Massachusetts. So
this is great.
Yeah. So in Massachusetts,
love this.
The Mass Gaming Commission voted unanimously on yesterday, to continue taxing sports betting operators on revenue generated by promotional play. So if you want to create funny money in Massachusetts and you want to say, hey, your first bet up to $1,000 is on us. That's great. Mass is saying you can create whatever fake number you want, but you're taxed on it. Whatever number you come up with, you're paying us.
Rightly so, no?
100%. But how many states have allowed tax deduction for promo play? This is what Mass learned from watching states like Colorado and other states go legal first when all the money was supposed to be there. And when it came time to the IRS accounting of the server, they went, okay, here's your $1.50, sir. What do you mean I made $1.50? It's supposed to be 125 million. Yeah. But that was after we taxed. It was, a 10% tax. We made $10. At the end of the day, we made $10. Wait a minute. You did a handle of 500 million. Well, yeah, but that was because we gave away most of it. We didn't actually take it. We gave it all away. And Mass is like, no. You want to create money out of nowhere? Great. Tax it. Here you go. Pay us.
I have nothing to add to that other than
5-0 vote. It wasn't even a debate. 5-0.
Yeah. And the article goes on to state, and again, great job. Who wrote that? Bennett
Conlin from sportschannel.com.
Yeah. He did a good job with it. And those guys are doing a good job giving you the straight, I think, skinny.
Yep.
Straight story on a lot of the stuff. But you sent that link and I read it just like you, and I was like, wow. They understand this for what it is. All of it. If it's going on in Mass, they'll get to the bottom of it. They're watching the books, I would say, arguably better than any state in the country.
They're one of the latest to do it. So, I mean, they had a chance to, before the vote was taken, they laid out what the other states had seen. Like they had the graphs and the charts, and it was like, oh yeah, no, we're not falling for this. Okay, we're not letting to steal a Jeff Dawson line, the banana in the tailpipe. We're not falling for this gag again that you guys get to say, well, we didn't make any money because we gave it all away. No, you want to create incentives. That's great. Anything you put down on the bottom line from a dollar perspective, you're taxed on it, period.
It's right. It might affect future states, a couple really big ones, to not do as much promo stuff.
Right.
Or they'll just say the hell with it and pay the tax, just like the Yankees and the Mets. And like you pay the sales tax on a salary, just say, write it off, pay the tax. Sometimes some books, know they're going to get fined for certain things. The fine is worth paying. Does this affect the way anyone does business going forward in Massachusetts?
No, but I think it definitely opens their eyes to you can't get crazy with promotional opportunities. You got to stay. Yeah, I think you got to stay within your means. Yeah, you got to be careful, especially if you're if you're not one of the top 5 operators, you got to be careful.
I should have been careful before, but now,
fair.
At least, okay, we got to really be accountable. Okay. We'll see. I don't know. I think this, we got a couple, friends of the show that are working with people that are licensed there now and opening. And I'm curious what they think.
It will be a work in progress, but I think the parameters are set. The parameters have been,
and they ain't getting off of those parameters.
No, and that I think is what the vote kind of indicates, that like they're not going to change. Like the way that the books were able to tell the story previously is not being accepted as gospel in Mass.
Not happening.
Yeah, they're like, we're not listening to this. We appreciate the sob story, but yeah, if you want to give it away, if someone's betting with it, you're being taxed on it. So
correctamundo,
deal with it. So
correctamundo.
All right, let's roll through better to book it before we get to BVB bonus time. First period, under 1.5 goals. Florida, Carolina, minus 125. Are we betting this or are we
scared about this one?
Yes. Not gonna
Should
lie.
Be scared, but I don't know. This is a bet. I like the game under, so I like this under.
Okay.
So bet.
Under 5.5.
Bet.
Same juice.
Bet.
Okay. 2 baseball plays. This is the first one is interesting. The Tampa Bay Rays. Have you seen their numbers against left-handed pitching this season?
You're going to give them to me, I'm assuming.
They're batting .308 against lefties.
That's good.
Slugging a .545.
That's really good.
They annihilate left-handed pitching.
Who's pitching for Toronto tonight?
Kikuchi going. Lefty Kikuchi going.
He is lefty. Can't confirm.
Yes. Toronto scored 20 runs yesterday. I know it's McClanahan going for the Rays.
Oh, they scored the 20 yesterday?
They scored 20 on them yesterday. I think Tampa wins the game 6-4. I think I almost bet Tampa on the run line, but I don't want to make 2 run line bets today.
Toronto scored 20 on Tampa yesterday.
Yes, it did. 20-1. They broke out of their horrific offensive.
I think you could take Tampa on the run line today.
I almost said, I thought about it. It's 190 on the money line, so it's too expensive. I almost bet run line, but because I got the Mariners, I don't want to do that. So that's why I think the over at -110 is going to hit. McClanahan's not been great lately. He's been okay. I need 3 runs out of Toronto.
By the way, the over's 8.5 now.
Good.
Still 8 in 2 places.
Okay.
So someone in the chat said the over's 8.5 now. Floodhouse, it's 8.5 in a lot of places, but there's still 2 8s available. Over. I'd say, a good over 8.5 too.
Okay. Over 8. And then finally, 3-2, up 0.4 units on the fade of the Oakland A's on the run line. Mariners today, -125. The pitcher that they got throwing today, oh my. Road ERA nearly 9 for the Oakland A's.
Waldachuk.
Yep.
Against Miller.
And Miller's been decent. He's a young kid, but he's been pretty good.
-300, -310 on a money line. Nice.
Miller's 2-1 with a 1.42 ERA. It's given up. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts, giving up 1, 0, 0, and 3 earned runs over his last 4 starts.
Man, oh man. Bet it. I don't want nothing to do with Oakland. I mean, this is going to be a recurring theme. We got to win units on this, but one day I'm going to hit you with, I'm booking this one, sir. This is
not
the
yet.
game that,
Yeah, 3-2. If we
not
win this,
against the Mariners. Maybe where they go next? Houston.
They go back home. This will be they play tomorrow against the Mariners and then go home.
Thursday
against the Astros.
Mariners, and then Friday. Oh God,
against the Astros. To get smoked again. Sports Grid, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow. We will be on again with a live or recorded show, but we'll have a new show for you guys coming up tomorrow. If you guys who are on Twitter and YouTube, stick around, time for bonus time. BVB bonus time. Favorite thing about today is what?
Well, one, the trip back home, coming back, at least back in the Pacific time zone, back in Vegas. It's pretty nice outside. It's not too hot.
Oh my, gorgeous. Last 2 days have been Chamber of Commerce weather in Vegas.
Yeah. I came out of, passenger pick up the doors and I was expecting it to be that hot.
Right.
And it was perfect. I was like, wow, it's really nice outside. I said to nobody because nobody was listening to me. I just said it out loud. But I'm gonna just preface this with, I know Mikey Awesome does this for a living, but I got to Columbus this morning early, and there were 2 sky caps checking bags, and I was like, "Wait a second, you guys are checking bags, and you'll print my boarding pass? This is great." Because they don't do that much anymore.
Right.
They don't do it here at all. Like you got
Right.
to go check yourself in, tag your own bag, unless you really are.
Because it's too hot to be outside to make the sky cab sit outside. That's why.
No. They got rid of these people. They put a kiosk in. It's just like sportsbook. Ticket writers are going away. All these businesses are taking human beings and making them, obsolete and putting kiosks in. So I was very excited to see 2 people checking bags, sky caps, and I made friends with the one. And I said, I can't. She said, "Do you need me to help you, check your bag?" And I said, "I can't wait to give you a tip and have you check my bag? Absolutely. She's like, okay. She took her time, checked the bag, and then she goes, would you like me to print your boarding pass? I said, I would love for you to print my boarding pass. And she goes, okay. I said, do a lot of people ask for that? And she goes, well, the old people do. And I said, wait a second. Are you saying I'm old because I asked you for my boarding pass printed out? She's like, well, no, I'm not saying you're old. She's like, you don't look old, but yes, old people get their boarding pass printed out. I was like, oh, great. Okay. So I thought that was enough. Are you talking to the guys outside? Go outside. You're on mute. You've muted
Madeline's outside. Hold on.
Go get her. Go get her. I'll keep telling the story because he doesn't listen to me anyway when we do the show. It's BVB bonus time, so I can say he doesn't fucking listen to me. Anyhow, so I got kind of cold, old. That wasn't even the best part about today.
Hold on. I'll be done in 5 minutes.
I walk in, all right, to security. I walk into security, and the TSA people in the Midwest are wired different. You're up before the sun comes up.
Right.
And you're already 6 coffees in. I'll put it on the Twitter. Like I called it Midwest Wired. There was a family of 10 behind me from Chicago. They were in Columbus.
10?
They were going
10?
to see Grandpa, which may be for the last time because he isn't in best of health. But I talked to the dad because the kids were talking and chirping. And I was like, this can't be. It's 4:25 in the morning.
Oh, my.
I cannot have this behind me. I'm praying that they're not coming to Vegas.
Right.
Say, where are you guys going? We're going to Miami. I said, oh, okay. Good. And they go, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Vegas. Like, oh, Vegas. Vegas is fun, huh? Like, you're going on vacation. You're going to go gamble, this and that. I'm like, I live here 20 years.
Like, wait, what?
And they're like, whoa. And the whole tone turned differently. But I have this on, which is a hoodie, short sleeve thing, and a pair of shorts. And I walk up, and this woman who looks like Nurse Ratched, is like she's angry. She's having a bad morning.
Yeah.
Says, if you're wearing baggy shorts, you're going to get searched.
Really?
And I looked like, what the? Is she talking to me? Because these shorts are not baggy. My legs look good in these, and they ain't baggy. The guy in front of me was wearing baggy shorts.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, she must be talking to him. But still, that's BS. Like,
right.
What's wrong with her? Put the stuff through the security thing. Stand on the thing. Put my hands up like this. I come out. She goes, step on the mat.
Uh-oh.
Step on the mat. There's an empty mat. I said, this mat? She said, yeah, step on the mat, sir. And I was like, okay, what are we coming at me like this for? Like, I didn't do nothing.
Right.
And now this guy with a mask on, which I still can't hear people when they muffle behind the mask. I cannot hear a damn thing anybody's saying. Right. Now this woman has pulled me aside along with another gentleman on another mat right next to me. And the guy starts patting him down hard. Back of his hands, boom, 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 all down his back, his legs, and his ass. And then he asks him to turn around and does it again. And I'm standing there like this. Why am I on this mat? And a woman comes over and goes, move to the other mat, sir. And I was like, okay, relax. I moved to the other mat, and she goes, hold on to your shorts, sir. You're going to get searched. And I go, what do you mean hold on to my shorts? They're tied. She goes, hold on to your shorts so they don't fall down. And I was like, wow. I said, we're having one of those type mornings. I said, okay. And so the dude leans into me and whispers in my ear, I'm going to search you, sir, with the back of my hands. I'm going to pat you down. Would you like to request a private search? And I said, no, I don't want to do anything in private. I said, you do what you have to do, brother. He goes, relax. He goes, we're just going to get this done. I said, okay. So I stood there, And he starts doing this, and I did not hold my shorts because they're tied. They're not falling down. She goes, "Sir, hold your shorts."
Wow.
And I go, wow. I said, "Welcome to Columbus." I said, "This is how this is going to go at 4:30 in the morning." And she's like, "Sir, I could have asked mean. I asked nice." I said,
"This is nice."
I said, "That was nice." I said, "Wow." I said, this is a hell of a start to the day." And I start chirping, and I start like, I'm like, "Wait, Dave, shut up."
Right. Because you want to get home. Yeah, you want to get home.
Get out of here. I can't get pulled into some room in Columbus, Ohio at 4:30 in the morning. But she was angry. And so the guy hit me in the back, did the thing, boom, 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 boom. I mean, why would you hit my calves? You could see my calves. You went past my shorts. And then he said, "Turn around." And he did boom, boom, boom. I thought he was going to hit me in the Johnson, but he didn't. He kind of just did a little like, "All right, you're good, sir." And I was like, "My pockets are empty." I said, "You think these shorts are baggy?"
I wonder if they got like an alert or something that like tells them that someone was coming through, or
I don't know, but me and this guy got searched. And then I'm putting on my shoes, and this woman was sitting there. An elderly black woman was sitting there, and she's smiling at me. And I smiled at her, and I said, "Lady's having a bad day, huh?" And she went like this. And I said, "Are you going to Chicago?" I said, "I'll see you at the gate." And we smiled. And then when we got to the gate, she was there. I was there. And I said, "Do you believe that woman?" She was mad. She's like, "Sir, she was really mad at you." And I was like, "I didn't even do anything." Best thing about today. I got frisked today.
That's amazing. All right, I'll be quick. Sometimes you just get tweets from people that you kind of go, "What the heck?" And I mean, Danny Volfan Dan. I don't know whether or not it was true or not, but the fact that he put it on social media that last week, the juice. I was hot with the picks. We went over them here on BVB. The connection between a lot of the juice audience and the brigade is really awesome and really fun. I appreciate the support on both shows from you guys, but then to see you guys turn it into an engagement ring. I mean, what? A 2-carat engagement ring, which is pretty wild. So very, very cool. That was awesome. So my favorite thing about today is when I get tweets like that, you guys don't realize you make our day, you make our weeks, you make our days.
All of it.
It's so awesome. So, all right. My kid is chirping at me on the side. So we're going to wrap. Tomorrow we're back here live again around the same time. Sports to replay again. Dave, Matt, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. We'll talk to you guys. You want to come say hi? Come say hi. Come say hi. It's
quick.
Summer. It's summer.
Hi.
Say bye, Maddie.
Hi.
Hi and bye.
B.
Say bye.
B.
Bye.
B.
Bye.
Bye.